know that feeling? You just get home after a long, busy day at work or school. You drop your bag, you sit down, and then you just think for a second about all the things that you have to do. You know, all the things that you have to do, like working out, like studying, like achieving your goals, like cleaning your room. But of course, when you get back home, you're just tired, you're exhausted, you're drained. So you push it off for tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes the day after that. And you just keep pushing it off day after day after day. So then nothing gets done as well. And then the cycle just keeps repeating itself. Now, what if I told you you can be so damn productive even after a long day at work or school? That with the right systems, with the right mindset, and with the right approach, you can achieve so much work and do so much and achieve all of your goals, even if you feel like you have no time. Now today, I'm gonna share the exact systems that have worked for me and many others that help you go from the state where you're unproductive to the state where you're productive no matter what. No matter if you have this or like 1,000 things to do, you're still able to get everything done. Now, trust me when I say this, these systems will change your life. Part number 1, the 5 to 9 advantage. Now listen, your 9 to 5 pays your bills, but your 5 to 9 builds your future. Now, first off, I just want to say this, it's a bit unrelated, but 9 to 5 doesn't actually mean 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But it actually means 9 hours, 5 days a week. Just a fun fact I thought I'd throw out there. And besides, let's talk about the 9 to 5, right? We all have either work or school or things or like whatever schedule that dictates that we have to go to work or do this thing starting from 9 and then we only finish at 5. But now for a second, just think about all the other time you have throughout the day. You know, think about when you get home from work from 5 p.m. to the time that you wake up the next day. Besides sleep, obviously, you have all this time. Now, the question is, what do you do with that time? Do you use it to build your future or to just enjoy the pleasures of the present? Now, that's completely up to you because the version of you in 2 years who can look back and say, I achieved all my goals and I built what I wanted to build and I'm living my dream life, versus the version of you who's going to look back and regret and say, I wish I could have done things differently. Now ask yourself, which version of yourself do you want to be? So the thing about the 9 to 5, right, is that you have your paycheck, you know, things are comfortable and you have your routines, you have your schedule. And even with school, you have just like this, and this, and everything is just pre-planned. But now let me ask you this. Do you want more out of life, right? Do you want to achieve something different? Do you want to be a different person? Now, you know, if you're watching videos like this, it means that you are part of the 1% that actually wants to change. They don't want to live like everybody else. They don't want to live an average life. Now, you need to ask yourself, how badly do you want to make a change? How badly do you want it? You know, the quote goes, if you wanted it bad enough, you'd be on the way there or already there. When you think about your goals and what you want to achieve, right, it's crucial that we use these extra hours of the day, the 5 to 9, to build the dream life that we don't need to escape from. Now, there's a quote that goes like this. While one person hesitates because he feels inferior, the other is busy making mistakes and becoming superior. Because just think about the competition, right? Everybody who has work or school or any type of 9 to 5, just think about what they do when they get home. When they get home, they feel drained, they feel tired, and they think, oh, I have to do all of these things. So they end up just watching Netflix and doing nothing and just scrolling Instagram reels and wasting time. The competition these days is pretty much zero. It pretty much doesn't exist. So if you want to achieve great things, if you want to build success, then you're going to have to beat the competition. You're going to have to do things differently. So to be productive after hours, after work or school, you need to do this thing. You need to have this mindset shift. So first of all, you need to know that you are going to be better than everybody else, right? You need to have this almost drive that while everybody else is watching Netflix and chilling and scrolling, you are working. You are building something real. Now, you need to just grease the groove after hours. You need to do the 1% that just stacks up and compounds till you get the result. After work or school, just start by hitting the reset button, going to the gym, you know, releasing some steam. And then when you come back home, you can choose to plan out your business, start working on the business, and start building something. Like, believe me, there is enough time if you decide and if you choose to build a life that you don't need to escape from. So identify the things that you have to do, whether that is reading, whether that is journaling, whether that is going for a run or exercising, whether that is trading, if you're a trader, or working on your business, or sorting things out, or outreaching clients. Whatever task you have to do to get to your goal that you can do within the 5 to 9, that is crucial. I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy, right? I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's going to be easy, because it is not going to be easy. But it doesn't have to be easy, right? Goals shouldn't be easy. Your end goal, the place you want to go, it should be full of struggle. It should be full of just work and just getting to where you want to be, because that's where the rewards are. So there's a quote that really helped me change my perspective on productivity. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. So I remember I had the 9 to 5, which was uni. I would show up at 9, I would study, have some breaks in between, and By the time it was 5 p.m., I was done. And at that time, I was still building my YouTube channel. At that time, I was still going to jiu-jitsu and exercising after hours. I was still going out with friends. I was still doing the things that I needed to do to actually fulfill my social life, to build the YouTube channel, to build the business, and to just start and figure out things in my life. Now, the way and reason in which I was able to just handle everything and build something on the side while I had the 9 to 5 was just simply time management, intention, understanding the person that I wanted to be, and revising my vision and dream every single day. You see, he who has a why, a strong enough why, can bear any how. So what does that mean, right? If you know exactly the reason that you have, your drive, and the person that you want to become, and you have such clear vision on your purpose, then it just makes it so much easier to take the action you need to take and to also stay motivated. Now, for a long time, I just took out a journal, and every single day I would write down my vision, the person I wanted to become, the goals that I had, the goals that I wanted to achieve. And by doing this, I just kept on solidifying the identity. I kept on just hammering the same point home that I want to be great. I want to be one of the greats. I want to achieve great success. And that single thought allowed me to just push through, to just get home at 5 p.m. and go to the gym and come back from the gym and work and make the videos and do the things that I had to do. And it wasn't easy. It was hard. It's so hard to be productive after work or after school or after uni or whatever. But that is when you have to be most productive. That is when being productive is most rewarded. Now, if you're watching this, you're probably not just a talker. You have the identity of somebody who takes real action and chooses to make change in their life. And that's why I make these videos, for people just like you. So greatness is coming. Let's make it happen. Part number 2, controlling your state. Now, this is the hardest part, but also the most rewarding part. It is about opening up your systems and execution and refining the process. So firstly, when you get back home, you're not gonna like this, but you're gonna have to do some house chores. Now, you don't have to spend hours doing this, but just 10 minutes of cleaning your room, making your bed, to organize things, to clean up your desk setup, and to just, clean your house. Because your environment dictates your productivity levels, right? And if your environment is messy, and if you have, your room is messy and everything is chaotic, then your mental space is going to be chaotic and you're not going to be able to be productive. Now, in the 5 to 9, you're going to need every single advantage that you can get. And that definitely includes having a clean environment and workspace. So make it a priority, make it a habit as soon as you get home to start ordering things in your house. And there's also a very simple quote that goes like this: if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. And now the second and most important thing is doing this reset. So when you get back home from either work or whatever 9 to 5 you have, chances are your energy is going to be low. Your dopamine is going to be pushed to the limits. So at this point, we need a reset before we start the second half of the day. You can just imagine your day being split into 2. The 9 to 5 and the 5 to 9. So the way you can reset is anything from a shower to reading a book to deep breathing to meditation to even just taking a nap, doing non-sleep deep rest. So Andrew Huberman has this concept. It's like you just lay on a couch and you just do deep breathing. You just allow yourself to breathe slower and slower. And you also just relax your body to the maximum. You're not actually falling asleep, but you're getting very close to it. And you just have like a 15-minute timer on your phone, and you just do this almost like scanning your body mentally and breathing slowly and just relaxing to reset your dopamine levels, to reset your mental state, so that you're able and fresh to go again. Because the problem with scrolling, a lot of people will get back home from work or school and they'll just start scrolling, start watching videos. And the problem with this is it doesn't allow you to reset. Now, to do the proper reset, to go from having constricted focus to having a dilated, relaxed state is crucial, because that's what the reset is all about. But the problem with scrolling is scrolling also requires focus. It also requires your pupils to constrict. So anything like scrolling, anything like entertainment, anything like watching videos or even listening to music right after you get home is probably going to make you feel even more drained than you were before. So instead, you just have to either do nothing, do the non-sleep deep rest where you just sleep, scan your body, relax, or read a book, or take a shower, or go to the gym. This is the bridge that is going to help you get to the place where you're able to start fresh and be productive. Now, the third thing you're going to want to do is take out a journal and start your planning. Start writing out the things that you need to do till the end of the day. So let's say it's 5. By the time you get home, it might be 5:30, might be 6. And then you go to the gym from 6 to 7. And then from 7, like you come home, you have dinner, and you just write down quickly what you're going to do for the next few hours. And then after planning, you just execute. You just do the things that you have to do, and you just build your way out. So for example, I have all my tasks in just such an intricate list that I know what I'm going to do, right? I write down, okay, I have to respond to the school community and answer messages and post that post. And I have to film the video. I have to edit the video. Okay. And then I have to post the video, make the thumbnail. I have to reach out to clients. I have to solve this, do this. So I have all the big main tasks that I have to do, and then I just get them done. And now step number 4 is rewarding yourself after the work that you've done. So you have the 9 to 5, and then you get back, and then you have very focused, very intentional work, some habits, exercise, a bit of movement. And then you have the final reward of the day where you can, enjoy a quick night out, go for a walk, hang out with some friends, and just allow yourself to feel good for work done. Your dopamine system is a reward system. You have to reward yourself for the things that are good. In a way, you teach your brain what is good and what is bad. So by rewarding yourself at the end of a long day, this is what I do every single day. At night, I will allow myself 1 to 2 episodes of my favorite TV show as a way to reset, and then I'll go and read, go to bed, and then wake up and restart the cycle. I find that if I do this, I am more productive. During the day, I just get all the tasks done. I do the work that I have to do. I'm focused. I keep all the distractions away from me, and I just get done everything that I have to get done. I have the identity of somebody who's productive. And then I just delay dopamine. I delay the reward till the very, very end of the day. And that is such a big thing for your reward system, for your dopamine system, for being productive. So if you find value in videos like these, then drop a sub, subscribe to the channel. We're getting closer to the 100,000 subscriber mark. I can't wait. Been at this for a while, been just working towards my dream. Right now we're posting 2 videos per week consistently, so subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Part number 3, crafting a working framework. Now the third part of being productive after work or school goes like this. So of course you need work-related systems to keep you on track, to make you faster, to make you sharper, to make you execute at the highest level. So first you need the mindset. Everybody tells you this, but mindset just is the foundation for everything. Whether it's business, whether it's school, whether it's university, whether it's a project, whether it's a craft or an art or making videos or whatever thing that you do, you need the right mindset. Mindset is going to take you the long distance. It's going to be the thing that helps you get to the top of the mountain. If you don't have the right mindset for the things that you're doing, you're going to either quit or you're going to either get frustrated, overwhelmed, or burnt out. And that is why mindset is key. So a fundamental mindset shift over here is just understanding that you can do way more than you are currently doing. Just know that somebody right now could step into your shoes, into your life, and take control of the wheel and operate things at a way, way better level. Think about that thought. Allow yourself to entertain that thought that, right now you're operating your life at this level. But some guy out there, not everybody, but some guy could step in, take control of your life, and operate it over here. So it's about believing that in 2 hours, you can do what most people take days to complete. You need to condense time in your mental space. You need to understand that you are more productive than everybody else. You need to start embodying the identity of somebody who just gets work done, who is so fast, relentless action taker, who just gets things done. Identity is everything. The moment you start to see yourself as the person who just gets things done, who's just so sharp and so productive, and who can just complete in 1 hour what most people take 5 hours to complete, who can achieve in 1 year what most people take 5 years to accomplish. That is a mindset shift that is going to take you really, really far when you want to be productive, especially after school or work, because that's when it's hardest to be productive. So just believe, tell yourself again and again, I am a fast learner. I take action. I am a fast action taker. Tell yourself, write these affirmations down before you go to sleep, right after you wake up. Just repeat to yourself, I'm productive. I get things done. I do the work anyways. I am an action taker. I achieve my goals no matter what. And just keep telling yourself, keep writing these down, keep solidifying the identity. Now, the second mindset shift that has allowed me to just be productive while making videos, while studying at university, doing sports, exercising, doing the things that I had to do, while having a 9 to 5, was the mindset shift of just choosing to love what I'm doing, right? If I didn't love the craft of making videos, of showing up on YouTube, talking to the camera, talking about the things that I love to speak about, then I wouldn't have had the persistence to just keep going. Because a lot of the times you're also not going to see results, right? At the beginning of my journey, I saw no results, but I was able to push through because I just loved the game. I fell in love with creating videos, with talking about the things that I like to talk about, with editing, with just the whole process. So find a way to love what you do in your 5 to 9. But the 5 to 9 is what builds your future if you do it right. And also for productivity, you need to track, you need data, because what you don't track cannot be optimized. What you don't measure, you don't know how to fix. You need data, you need feedback, you need input. So tracking your progress, tracking your productivity, writing down on a Google Sheets, on a Google Docs, a plan of what you're going to do, and then every day writing down how much of that work you accomplished. For example, in our school community Discipline OS, we have these weekly BOW reports. BOW stands for beginning of the week. At the beginning of the week, we write a report. Every person does this to set the intentions, to plan out goals, to plan out what you want to be productive on and focus on this week. And then at the end of the week, you write down exactly what you accomplished, what went well, what didn't go well, and what you actually did. And this is just one way to track exactly how productive you are. If you don't know how productive you are, how can you change? So you need to know, okay, this is my productivity level. This is how much I execute. This is how much I take action, so that you can eventually raise the bar again and again. And even with these videos, I have a structure, right? I have a script that is next to me right now that has all the key main points that I read, and then it just jogs my memory and it creates this chain reaction of what I know I'm gonna say. I don't read from a teleprompter. I don't, memorize the script or have it in front of me, but I just have these key points, this structure that I like to follow. And that's what keeps these videos straight to the point, structured, and well planned out. Because otherwise, the ideas would be everywhere. You wouldn't be able to really understand what I'm saying. Now, in the same way, you need to structure your day, right? You need a structure. It doesn't matter if you have a 9 to 5 or if you don't, but you need to just plan out every moment, every hour. And the last and final thing that just makes it so easy to be productive after work, after school, to achieve your goals, to do the things you have to do, is having real-time accountability. So being surrounded with the right people, the people who are also wanting to be productive, who have the same ambitions and visions, and just having this accountability. Because when you're surrounded by these types of people, then you have no choice but to show up. And yes, I'm talking about Discipline OS. It is our private community, and everybody who's joined has seen themselves and their lives go from unproductive, not knowing what they have to do and not knowing how they're going to achieve their goals, to going to a place where they feel productive. They start to feel like, okay, finally, I have a step-by-step system to guide me to do the things that I have to do, to take the actions, and to move closer and closer towards building discipline, beating procrastination, and getting to where I want to be. So my community, Discipline OS, I talk about it in every video because it is absolutely incredible. And don't just take my word for it. We have testimonials on the site where other people share their experiences. So just click the link below. Everything's explained on the site, and I'll see you in the next video. You got this.